Hey, this is Josh. I am going through the process of designing some characters and creatures. I'm getting inspired by some artists that I look at online, and I figured, hey, why not give it a shot? I'm on holidays from work right now, so I'll see what I can do. So I'm starting off here with what's called a mind map, and it's just kind of getting the idea of what are the important elements of the character I'm designing that I want to make sure that I hit. And I covered up a little area just because it was a narrative spoiler. I didn't want to accidentally spoil to all of you, just in case you might be interested in what I have created. This is for a storyboard project. And so this is going to be this like floating AI drone, well, not necessarily floating, but at least like something mobile that is floating, moving around with the main character, and just kind of being the guide on this spaceship. And I have another little section. I was just like pulling the page in order to jot something down that came to mind, because as I was doing some sketching, I wanted to make sure that I added in that I needed to something for eye direction, and that's something that's important for animation, just in order to make sure that the audience knows where characters are looking and what have you. And this is a character as well. And I'll be pulling that piece of paper back out again because I also add in sleek because there's an important element tied to narrative for that idea of sleek. So here, this is all just the thumbnail stage for this video, and I'm just kind of going through, this time I'm starting to number them all just so it's easy for communication. And I'm kind of just like exploring shapes. I'm not worrying about details. I'm just kind of like getting ideas down. And switch over to a different pen here because I just kind of wanted to like change up the feel a little bit. And sometimes it's just like kind of good to explore. And you'll see that I changed later on to a blue Bic pen. That's something that's like very cheap, very affordable. I wanted to showcase that you can still do this with the cheap materials. And actually, I kind of like the ballpoint pen, which will be coming up soon. Right here, just because it glides nicely, and it makes it a lot easier for flowing on the page and for me to kind of like just rough in. I don't see any of these shapes or ideas in my head at all. I'm one of those artists that have aphantasia, so I just kind of like scribble and find the shapes and play around. So you can see like the beginning, I started with some circles, and then I tried to get some like triangles in there, playing around with cylinders and boxes, and now I'm kind of like exploring some extra elements. So as I'm going through that drawing number, I believe it's 24. Yeah. Um, as I started having this like S shape along the side, I was starting to think of like a clam with like the ball on the inside for the eyes or the sensory kind of elements in there. And uh, here, like you can see that I'm also exploring with, okay, maybe this doesn't have to hover. Maybe you can just like kind of walk or crawl, and maybe with its like fine little legs, it could skitter up along the walls or something. Um, on number 25, I believe it was, I was thinking, oh no, it was way back in 13. I was thinking of those like inflatable kind of like um, tubes that I remember seeing some scientists kind of playing around with for uh, certain like machinery for Mars or what have you, where it's like these inflatable kind of like tube things. Um, I started getting into thinking of like maybe this like big glass dome, kind of like those security cameras where it's kind of like this half sphere shape, and it's just like this dark glass with like the camera equipment on the inside. And so I start like playing around a little bit with that, like widen at the top, thinking like a skull in a bit, and just kind of like experimenting. Here I'm thinking of like these floating bits that kind of like wrap around. This one I'm doing right now is kind of one of my favorites, and it implements this the symbol of this company that has made use of this whole entire starship project. So the narrative is, and this is not spoilers. It's the ship that's traveling through space in order to try to find a new home for humankind, because we've damaged Earth to the point of no return, and like Earth is dying and cannot sustain life anymore. And so certain groups of humanity banded together in order to set up this project to for space exploration in order to find like a new home and bring humankind there. And so the main character, she's alone because she's the only one that's awake. You can kind of think of like passengers in a way. She is the general operations manager, so she's in charge of the main character, Paige. She's in charge of making sure that the ship is functioning properly. But what's very different with this story is that the ship is overrun with these like mutated alien creature things that are unknown, and Noah here is in charge of kind of being the information source, and that's basically it. I got through all that. So next video will be the design.